Imagine this, a single drop of your blood, and within an hour, you know more about yourself than any doctor has ever told you. Sounds like magic? That's exactly how she sold it, and the smartest people on the planet believed her. But today we're not talking about fraud. We're talking about why our own brains desperately needed this to be true. 2014, a young woman in a black turtleneck on the cover of Forbes. Net worth, $9 billion. The youngest self-made female billionaire in American history. Her company, Theranos, promises a revolution. Hundreds of blood tests from a single drop. Cheap, fast, painless. Henry Kissinger on the board of directors. George Shultz, General James Mattis, the most powerful people in the United States standing behind her saying, she will change medicine forever. One question remains. How did a 19-year-old college dropout become the goddess of Silicon Valley? And why did no one, literally no one, stop to ask, is any of this even physically possible? Carl Jung described the trickster archetype back in 1954. This is not simply a liar. This is someone who violates the rules of reality, and does it so convincingly that everyone around begins to doubt reality itself rather than the trickster. Holmes didn't just lie about the technology. She built a myth, and a myth is a far more powerful weapon than any set of facts. She offered a magical solution to a complex problem. American healthcare is expensive and painful. Here's one drop of blood and everything is revealed. The trickster always appears precisely when society is most exhausted by reality. Footage, slow crosscut, Steve Jobs 1984, then Holmes 2014. But there's a second archetype at play, the divine child, pure eternus, the eternal youth. Silicon Valley is obsessed with this image, the young genius who dismantles the old world and builds a new one. Jobs, Zuckerberg, now her. Society wanted so badly to witness the female Steve Jobs that it collectively switched off its critical thinking. When we see a genius child, we want to be part of the miracle. And in that exact moment, we are at our most vulnerable. Now, the specifics. Because this isn't just psychology. This is the engineering of manipulation. First, the voice. Holmes's natural voice was an ordinary female soprano, but as early as her university years, she consciously trained a deep baritone. A low voice is an evolutionary signal of authority and trustworthiness. Studies show that people with deeper voices receive roughly 10% more votes in elections and negotiate significantly higher salaries. She knew this, and she used it. Second, the image. The black turtleneck wasn't a style choice. It was mimicry of an icon. The trickster always mirrors what others expect to see. When an investor looked at her, he didn't see a woman. He saw Jobs in a female body. And that's no longer a person. That's a symbol. Third, the gaze. During conversations, she almost never blinked. That's not natural. But her interlocutor's brain read it as a sign of extraordinary sincerity and focus. She looked straight into your soul, people said after meeting her. In reality, it was a tool for controlling attention. Fourth, secrecy. We can't show you how it works. Trade secret. The trickster always conceals the void behind a veil of mystery. And the bigger the secret, the more people assume something truly extraordinary must be hiding behind it. But one question haunts me more than anything else. Kissinger, Shultz, Mattis. These are not naive people. These are architects of the world order. How could they not see it? Jung would give a simple answer: anima projection. In the psyche of every man, there exists an inner feminine image, the anima. When an external person perfectly matches that inner image, critical judgment vanishes. For these old men who had spent their entire lives building a world of male power, she was not an entrepreneur. She was the projection of their ideal daughter, one who confirmed that their world was still alive, still relevant, still part of something grand. In defending Theranos, they weren't defending a business. They were defending their own sense of significance. And in this lies the most terrifying truth of the entire story. The most dangerous fraud is not the one that attacks our logic. It's the one that feeds our deepest desires. 2018, federal charges, wire fraud and conspiracy totaling over $700 million. Real patients who received false test results and changed their medical treatment based on data that never existed. The company zeroed out. Reputations destroyed. 2022. Verdict: 11 years and 3 months in federal prison. Elizabeth Holmes becomes the first female startup founder convicted of corporate fraud in United States history. But the trickster does not die with its host. The archetype lives on. Right now, somewhere, someone is putting on a black turtleneck and telling investors, "We're going to change everything. Just trust us." Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Holmes didn't fool smart people in spite of their intelligence. She fooled them through their desires, through the collective longing for a miracle, for a messiah, for a magical solution to an impossible problem. So the next time someone offers you a simple answer to a complex problem, and you feel that warm rush of hope and excitement, pause. Because in that exact second, your trickster is already holding your hand,